Alright, I'm willing to bet that there's plenty of tactical Giga Chads out there who are going to absolutely hate this video, because for them, unless you're getting into like military-style gunfights, then nothing else is good enough. So, this right here is a video talking about survival. Survival does not always pertain to gunfights. I actually made a video not too long ago talking about the differences between something like SHTF without rule of law versus survival. Last year, 2023, here in Florida, we had a pretty bad hurricane. We had roads flooded, trees and debris all over the place. We weren't going to town for like 2+ weeks after that. And even if we did get to town, there was no power. National Guard got called down. It was a terrible, terrible time. However, that's an example of a survival situation because I used my little carbine that I had at the time, and I used that to get food, put food on the table. We gathered water, filtered it, and we did all of the survival stuff that most people would do in a survival situation. Right now, there's people literally living off the grid, going about their lives in a survival situation where they got to gather the natural resources around them in order to properly survive. So that is a survival situation versus something like a without rule of law SHTF situation where everybody's running and gunning and trying to take you out, which is a completely, that's a hypothetical situation here inside the United States. Not unless you go to like Detroit or some place like that, but that's an argument for a different video. So whenever it comes to survival, these two firearms right here are probably your all-around, all-time, absolute best options. So right here, this is, well, not these two particular firearms, just the genre of these two firearms. This right here is a 22 long rifle. I don't care if you go with a 10-22 or a Marlin or whatever it is that you want. This particular one is a Henry Survival 22 takedown rifle. Everything's stored in the buttstock. Take everything out, put it all together. The reason why I use this right here is because, well, I can just kind of fold everything up and stick it in my backpack. This is my backpack gun. And it's really good for not only survival. If I decided myself, oh, I'm hungry, I'm out here on the trails, let me go grab some squirrels or whatever it is that I have around me to throw on the fire. Or I could just take it out and start plinking with it, etc., etc. So 22 long rifle is one of the all-time greatest survival cartridges, not necessarily for its capabilities, but because of its extreme lightweight, its quiet factor, and, well, I mean, I know it's not all that capable compared to other cartridges, but it's still capable enough to be able to get things done. It's extremely available, extremely cheap. They tend to run about a nickel a shot versus something like, I don't know, 308, which is a really popular hunting cartridge, which is like 75 cents a shot. So really tiny little cartridge, very easy to carry around a whole bunch of these. You could toss a brick of 500 of these inside your bag and not even feel it. So fantastic little cartridge. The weight of the cartridge is about 51 grains, so that is actually slightly less than the more common 55 grain projectiles that you would find in a 223 cartridge. This is less weight than the projectile alone of 223. People talk about the lightweight nature of that 223 cartridge. Just the bullet, this is lighter weight. Excluding the primer, excluding the powder, excluding the brass, this right here is literally lighter weight than just the bullet of the 223. This is a 40 grain projectile inside of this, this 22 long rifle. So from a long barrel like you would get from this little survival rifle here, this right here is a 40 grain projectile that should be going at about 1,200 or so feet per second. And I've made shots with this little long rifle out to about 100 yards. And most people, that's about their limitation for shooting. Anyway, if you can shoot accurately beyond 100 yards, then you are definitely not among the normal crowd. So 22 long rifle it's good for not necessarily going after like medium game, but it can be done. There are plenty of people out there who have taken plenty of deer and other various medium game with 22 long rifle, just with proper shot placement, right place, right time, proper distances, etc., etc. Or you could use it on squirrels, raccoons, possums, other various small games that might be laying around. Or maybe you want to go after something larger. This is where the shotgun comes in. Double-aught buckshot is a tremendously powerful round Not only that, but you got actually multiple rounds coming out of your shotgun. In this particular case, we have 9 pellet buckshot, but if you wanted to get a lighter weight load, let me see if I got one of those laying around here. I do not. A lighter weight load, like maybe some bird shot or something like that, to fire out a whole host of different projectiles going downrange. They're going to be more effective whenever it comes to like spreading across multiple targets. Like if you want to just kind of spray and pray into a group of birds, you'll make multiple hits on target because you got more projectiles versus something like buckshot, which only has those 9 pellets. Or if you want something that has some significant power behind it, you could use yourself a slug. That would be ideal for like going after bear or something like that. Or that slug, I've seen them shot out to 300 yards accurately, making hits on target. Most people aren't going to engage anything out past 300 yards, even from a military context. If you're not getting, support from whoever the hell, like whatever drones, UAVs, thermals, just etc., overhead that might be identifying targets for you, you're not going to make accurate hits anyway out at that 300 yard and beyond. For the most part, engagements aren't even going to begin until they're within that 300 yard mark. Now, of course, I say for the most part because there are going to be exceptions beyond that. But if you got to touch out in long range, for most of your distances, 12 gauge shotgun with a slug will be able to handle it, especially if that slug is rifled or your shotgun is rifled or any combination of the two. So the 22 long rifle, this is your lightweight, handle most of your things, and the shotgun is your take care of things at distance or take care of large things. The beauty about the shotgun is since it is not a tight-fitting projectile like, say, a rifle projectile would need to be inside of the barrel in order to obtain accuracy, these right here are multiple little things going down a barrel that do not require any size specification at all. You can reload these shotgun shells with literally anything that you have laying around. I know that I've used dimes before. I've used like little screws. I've used cut up pieces of scrap metal. I've used rocks. I've used BBs. I've used all sorts of stuff to reload shotgun shells, and it serves me really, really well. It's really easy to be able to get projectiles for one of these. So for a survivalist situation where you're not necessarily going to be getting resupplied, that is a really good option. If you go with a pump action shotgun and not a self-loading shotgun, then you'll be able to run black powder shells through those as well. And the reason why that's good is because black powder is tremendously easy to make, especially in comparison to something like smokeless powder. So yeah, the shotgun is just one of those firearms that has such a good universal use to it. You can touch out to long distances, you can do short distances, you can load whatever you want into those shotgun shells. It's just a good universal do everything tool. It's also extraordinarily powerful, especially if we're talking about 12 gauge. It can be used to immediately stop threats. If there is a threat or something going on, odds are it's going to be within yelling distance. People are going to be hearing each other. That's how you know that there's a threat going on. That's how you get the threat going on, because people start yelling at each other. There's some sort of disagreement going on. And guess what? This right here is definitely capable within yelling and understanding distances. Even the buckshot would be capable within those distances. Even the 22 long rifle might take a couple of hits to put down whatever it is you're shooting at, but even the 22 long rifle is capable within those distances. So in the event that you had to use something like that for some sort of defensive situation because your survival situation has turned into an SHTF situation, both of these would still be not an ideal option for those, but capable enough to be able to get those jobs done. Combine that capable enough philosophy with its extremely optimal capabilities whenever it comes to a survivalist situation, and you have a really, really good setup. There is a reason why 22 long rifle and 12 gauge are so overwhelmingly, like dominantly predominant here inside the United States in comparison to other firearms. Anyway, I think I've made my point. I think I got this across the best that I could, so I'm just going to go ahead and do the outro. Thanks for watching, folks. Appreciate your time. Like, subscribe, share. The description below has a link to all sorts of stuff. Go check it out. You guys go off, have yourself a fantastic day. I'll see you guys in the next episode.
Been a little while since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. The poor man's Garrett. It's a shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.